Horsing Around, brought to you by Roy Fry Western Lifestyles, dressing Northeast Kansas their Western best for over 57 years.
Well, hello, my name is Rebecca with K&R Quarter Horses here in Washington, Kansas, and we're going to visit a little bit today about different blankets and weights and sheets and kind of a general overview of what you might need for your horse to prepare them for the fall and winter, and then moving on to the warmer spring months before you get into summer. And really what we like to do around here, anything that's going to be kept up for the winter and shown, we like to start blanketing with a light sheet in the fall, and then just kind of gradually as the nights get cooler, we may blanket with a mid-weight or lightweight blanket at night, and then pull that in the morning and put a sheet back on if it's going to be a little bit cooler in the day, or just let them run without any blanket or sheet on during the day and keep blanketing them at night. When it gets really cool with these horses that we've got blanketed up and possibly under lights, it's essential that you hood them and blanket them when it gets very cold, because you've essentially taken away their natural ability to heat themselves and keep their own body temperature where it needs to be. So it's important to pay attention. You never want them to be too hot and sweating under their blankets, and you also don't want them to be too cold. All right. This is Valley Vet's Brookside Fleece Cooler, and one of the things I really like about this is that it's cut like a sheet, and so it's a little bit easier to just handle than an actual full cooler. It has the same moisture wicking properties, so if you've got a horse that you've worked and you're needing to put them up just a little bit wet maybe, you can put this on and then put your blanket over the top, and this will help pull that moisture out away from your horse and make sure that they stay nice and warm and dry. This is Valley Vet's Brookside Cotton Sheet, and I love to keep this one right by the arena. You can put it on as soon as a horse comes out to keep them nice and clean, or if you're out at the stall getting ready to walk to the show pen, you can throw it on. The cotton isn't going to pick up any of the dirt and hay and stuff from the environment like some other fabrics might. It also has an open front, so you can easily open it up and pull it off so you don't mess up any manes or bands or anything. This is Valley Vet's Stable Sheet. It features 420 denier, and it's got 340 grams of fiber fill in it, so it's got just a nice weight to it. It is a closed front, so you don't have any buckles to worry about. You can, on a really, really cold day, layer over the top of this blanket, or you could put a sheet underneath it if you need just a little bit something extra. It's got across a belly band, single belly band, and then your leg bands. This is Valley Vet's Comfort Cover Stable Sheet. It is a quilted stable sheet. It offers 1,200 denier, so it's very, very durable. It has 300 grams of fiber fill, and it's just got a nice cut to it. If you've got horses that have got a little bit of wither to them, it's cut back, which I love. It also helps the blankets not rub manes quite as bad as some blankets will do. Nice hip shape, really, really fits your horses well.
Horsing Around, brought to you by Roy Fry Western Lifestyles, dressing Northeast Kansas their Western best for over 57 years.
If you're wanting to keep a horse real slick during the winter months to show, sometimes want to add a light program to your horse's everyday routine during the winter months. Blankets are not always enough to keep them real slick and shiny to take into the show ring, and so you may want to add a light regimen, and that's where you'd put them under lights for a certain amount of hours every evening, and basically shorten that night period. So they think that it's summer when it's actually winter, and that will help their bodies be able to keep slick and very shiny and have more of a summer looking type coat even throughout the winter. When I'm determining a blanket size for our horses, we've got horses all the way from babies till aged, 18 to 20-year-old geriatric horses here on our farm. And I always like to take into consideration, of course, the length of the body. When you measure a blanket, you start at the middle of their chest and work around to the middle of their tail, making sure that you go around the widest part of their shoulder and their hip. And a lot of our horses are pretty high withered, so I like to look for a cut back or cut out type blanket, so that allows some greater flexibility for their wither area. And I also like a gusseted shoulder, so they've got a greater range of motion for their legs. So that's something I look for in our horses. Fit is important. You never want to have a blanket too big or too small. If it's too tight, it's going to rub them. If it's too big, it's going to rub them, and you run the chance of it getting lopsided on them, and possibly even they can get hung up in it, and they can do quite a little bit of damage, not only to the blanket but to themselves. So you always want to make sure you've got a proper fitting blanket on your horse, and all of the hardware is intact and working. When you look into purchasing a sheet or blanket for your horse, it's important that you've got the correct measurement prior to looking. And the way to get the correct measurement is start from the middle of their chest and work around the widest point of the shoulder, around the widest point of the barrel, and the widest point of the hip. And many times your tape measure may not be long enough, so I just like to mark it with my finger and then keep on coming around to the middle of their tail. And Jack here is measuring right at a 76. So when you call and visit with the friendly customer service reps at Valley Vet, they'll be able to help you get the absolute best blanket for your horse. And size is an important part of that. They'll probably have some other questions to ask you about your horse's build, and those are things that you'll be able to know right off the top of your head. But you will need to know the actual inch measurement of your horse when you call in. Another feature that Valley Vet offers on their Brookside blankets is the embroidery. And this is really nice. You can put horses' names on it. You can advertise your stable or barn. They work great for awards and prizes. You can put your logos on them. It's just really a nice feature of these blankets. And you can visit with any of their friendly customer service staff on the phone, or visit them online at valleyvet.com.